Well, yeah, the Fever players and Caitlin Clark have responded to the huge news.
Did you catch what just happened in the Indiana Fever locker room? 1 minute it was dead silent, and the next, it erupted with excitement, all thanks to one person, Stephanie White. Her impact is undeniable and electric.
This one is quite interesting because obviously you never know how people are going to react.
You won't believe how quickly things changed when Stephanie White stepped in as the new head coach of the Indiana Fever. Players went from silence about Christie Sides leaving to flooding social media with heart emojis for White. It's truly like night and day. Initially, there was an eerie hush when Sides departed, as if someone hit the mute button on the entire team. Can you believe that not a single player offered a word of thanks or goodbye? It was as if Sides never coached the Fever at all. But with White's arrival, excitement reignited, and we're here to break down every reaction from the players as they embraced this fresh start.
Nobody said a word about Christie Sides. Nobody, when she got fired.
Let's rewind a bit. Christie Sides was expected to be the coach to turn things around for the Fever, but instead of a triumphant exit, she was fired. The silence that followed was deafening. You'd think players would express some sentiment, even a simple thank you on social media. But there was nothing. No farewell, no acknowledgement. It was as if her time with the team never even happened.
But all we've seen is the players saying absolutely nothing. Saying absolutely nothing about Christie Sides when she leaves. When Christie Sides went and got herself fired, the players don't say anything.
Now you might be wondering, is this normal? Trust me, it's not. Typically, when a coach leaves, players at least post a quick message. It's basic sports etiquette. But with Sides, it was total radio silence, and that's got everyone talking, but not in a good way. So, what's the deal? Were the players holding back, or did they really have nothing good to say? It's like trying to solve a mystery with no clues. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember how bad the Fever's defense was under Sides? It wasn't just poor, it was catastrophic. This lack of performance could explain the players' muted response.
For us, a Christie Sides not a good basketball coach, it's obvious for them. They literally lost this season on a their season ended on a defensive miscommunication. And it's not like, an occasional miscommunication. There were miscommunications every single possession. Temi Fagbenle is a lockdown defender. Aaliyah Boston's a really good defender. Lexi Hull can defend.
Star players were looking completely lost on the court, as if they were trying to play defense blindfolded. During one game, Kelsey Mitchell lost her player on a back cut. It wasn't just a mistake. It was a perfect example of the team's confusion. The defensive strategy was so chaotic that it felt like they were playing a completely different sport. Players were struggling to communicate and execute even the most basic plays, leaving fans wondering what had gone wrong.
Want to get to breaking news just into the newsroom. ESPN reporting that Stephanie White is the new head coach for the Indiana Fever. She just left the Connecticut Sun. She's a former Fever player, also was an assistant coach for the team in the past. And if you remember, she was also just a standout at Purdue when she played for Purdue a number of years ago. And she was also one of the names people had been talking about as a potential new head coach for the Indiana Fever.
But here's the kicker. It wasn't just hurting the team's record. It was making stars like Caitlin Clark look bad, too. Can you imagine being one of the most talented players in the league and feeling like you're playing with one hand tied behind your back? That's how severe the defensive mishaps were under Christie Sides. So why the sudden shift from complete silence to posting heart emojis for the new head coach, Stephanie White? What changed to spark this wave of celebration? Hang on, because this silence is about to turn into a party. The Indiana Fever locker room is on the brink of transforming from a quiet library atmosphere to a full-blown rock concert, and you won't want to miss what happens next as the players embrace a new chapter and reignite their passion for the game.
And the second that it was announced, Stephanie White, one of the very first comments on the Instagram post, she had noties on. Caitlin Clark, Fever show, then shares the post, then retweets. Caitlin Clark had noties on.
Hold up. Did you see that the Fever just announced Stephanie White as their new coach? It's like someone hit the undo button on the whole team's mood. We're talking a complete 180-degree turn from the silent treatment to a full-on celebration. But here's the million-dollar question. What's got these players so fired up? And why is Caitlin Clark leading the charge? Let's dive into the excitement and find out what's driving this transformation.
Not only that, the way every single one of the players responded straight away. I mean this, nobody, not one player on this team said anything about Christie's eyes when she left.
Let me paint you a picture. The Fever's Instagram drops the news about White, and suddenly it's like New Year's Eve in the locker room. Players who were keeping their mouths shut tighter than a clam are now all over social media. They're sharing posts, liking comments, and throwing around heart emojis like confetti. It's not just a little excitement, it's a full-blown party, and the vibe is electric.
But as soon as they assign a new coach, every single player has their noties on to congratulate the new coach. Oh dear.
But here's where it gets really interesting. You know who's front and center in all this? Caitlin Clark herself. Yeah, that Caitlin Clark. The star rookie who's been breaking records left and right. She's not just joining in, she's leading the parade. Can you believe it? The player everyone's been watching is one of the first to react, and it's like she's been waiting for this moment to celebrate a fresh start with her new coach.
Oh my god, these players did not like Christie's sides. Oh my god. If there was one thing, if there's a couple of people being saying anything about her as a coach, but all we've seen is the players saying absolutely nothing about Christie's sides when she leaves.
Maybe they're just being polite? Nah, this is different. The energy coming off these posts is so high you could power a small city with it. It's not your usual welcome to the team stuff. These players are genuinely pumped, and they want everyone to know it. The excitement radiates through every post, every comment, and every heart emoji they throw around. It's like they're celebrating not just a new coach, but a whole new era for the Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark, obviously, as we've shown, shared. Aaliyah Boston shares the post. Aaliyah Boston goes and shares the post here. So you've got Stephanie saying, let's get it. Lexi Hull shares the post. The franchise has and always will be committed to winning, and I look forward to working every day to help deliver another WNBA title to the greatest basketball fans in the world. And then Nalissa Smith, obviously Nalissa Smith. Nalissa Smith's brother is liking and retweeting stuff basically saying Stephanie White's going to turn her into the most improved player. So obviously Nalissa Smith, of all people that are 100% going to be that are anti-Christie sides, is Nalissa Smith.
Let's break it down. You've got Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, Nalissa Smith, big names all jumping on board. It's like watching dominoes fall, but instead of tiles, it's positive vibes. Each player's enthusiasm builds on the last, creating a wave of optimism in the locker room. Even Nalissa Smith's brother is getting in on the action, suggesting that Stephanie White could help her become the most improved player. That's not just excitement, that's genuine hope for the future. The energy is infectious, and it's clear that the Fever are ready to turn the page and start a new chapter together.
Now the Fever are well and truly on track to do something.
So, what's the deal? Why are these players reacting like they just won the lottery? It's not just about Stephanie White, it's about what she represents. Think about it. White has a reputation for developing young talent and is known for her structured gameplay and effective strategies. After feeling lost on the court under Christie's sides, these players see White as their ticket to becoming the competitive force they know they can be. They're not just celebrating a new coach, they're celebrating the promise of a fresh start, the chance to refine their skills, and the opportunity to truly shine in the league. With White at the helm, they feel hopeful about their potential and eager to embrace the upcoming challenges together.
She's obviously called a lot of my games all throughout college, and I just think she has a really great basketball mind. I think she's done a great job calling college games. It's been great to see her on NBA games. I think what she's done is she's obviously, she's been a trailblazer, honestly. I think she's always been somebody that's been supportive of my game, and it's been fun to talk to her at shoot-arounds throughout my college career, and always been really supportive. And so I think the biggest thing is just it's fun to get to go against her now for my first time after her calling a lot of my games. Now I get to play against her. So.
But hang on, because we're just scratching the surface here. There's more to this story that'll make your jaw drop. Stick around because we're about to dive into why these players are so hyped about their new coach. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Remember when we talked about Caitlin Clark's reaction to Stephanie White becoming her coach? Well, get ready because it's even bigger than we thought. Clark didn't just nod and smile, she went all out. We're talking full-on, 100% enthusiasm. Can you believe it? Let's back up for a second. You know Clark isn't just any rookie, right? This is the player who shattered scoring records in college, the one who got people glued to their TVs for women's basketball. And boy, did she have something to say about White. Clark's excitement isn't just a passing reaction, it's a testament to the potential she sees in this new chapter for the Fever.
And secondly, this young, exciting roster. You think about a generational player in Caitlin Clark and back-to-back Rookie of the Years with Aaliyah Boston. Kelsey Mitchell, I think, had the best year of her career. It's just an exciting roster. What an outstanding moment we have in women's basketball right now, and to come back and be a part of it in my home state with my home franchise, it's just a unique opportunity, and I'm so thankful and grateful for it.
So what exactly did Clark do? She didn't just post a simple welcome message. No, she went above and beyond. Clark shared the news on her social media, added a bunch of heart emojis, and even expressed how excited she is. It's like she won the coaching lottery and she wants everyone to know it.
With Caitlin last night, and I think just overall excitement. You know, I have been watching Caitlin play since she was an 8th grader when I was coaching at the college realm and covering her games in college, and just an exciting time for me. Very excited to be working with her and this young team.
Here's where it gets really interesting. You might be wondering why Clark is so pumped about White. It's not just about winning games. White has an incredible reputation for developing young talent. For a rookie like Clark, this is a game changer. She knows she's good, but with White as her coach, she could become unstoppable. In a recent interview, Clark hinted at the importance of having a coach who believes in her potential and can help refine her skills.
I think if it's obvious for us that Christie's side is not a good basketball coach, it's obvious for them. They literally lost this season on a their season ended on a defensive miscommunication.
Okay, but lots of coaches develop players, right? True, but White is different. She doesn't just make players better, she helps them shine. For someone like Clark, who's already a star, the sky is the limit. But hold on, because Clark's reaction is just the beginning. There's more to this story that's going to blow your mind. The connection between Clark and White is electric, like they were made for each other. And the rest of the team, they're feeding off this energy, creating an atmosphere of excitement and optimism that could transform the entire season.
Literally lost it because Caitlin Clark was in perfect position to guard an exchange. There was literally a Kelsey Mitchell lost her player on a back cut, and Caitlin Clark's guarding Marina Mabry. So Caitlin Clark overhelps to guard the cut, to cover the basket, and Kelsey Mitchell follows. A literal defensive blunder that happened every single possession that is just caused by bad defensive coaching is why they lost. So these players are obviously happy out.
So, what's next for Clark and the Fever with White at the helm? With Clark leading the charge, we might be looking at a whole new era of basketball. Are you ready for it? Trust me, it's going to be one wild ride. Hold on to your seats because we're diving straight into the real drama behind Christie side's exit. Remember that defensive chaos we talked about? It's the key to unlocking the mystery of why she's out. This revelation is going to blow your mind and shed light on the challenges the team faced under her leadership.
And it's not like, an occasional miscommunication.
Let's break down why sides really got fired. The Fever's defense was so bad it made them look like they were playing a different sport. Imagine having defensive powerhouses like Tamika Catchings and Aaliyah Boston on your team, yet they're out there looking completely lost. Players were out of position, miscommunicating, and making rookie mistakes, and we're talking about seasoned pros here. This level of chaos is simply unacceptable for a professional team aiming for success.
Number one, feeling like they underachieved. Number two, nonsensical timeouts at all the wrong times. She would stop her own team's run and take a timeout, and then not take a timeout if her life depended on it, while the other team was, I think at one point this year, there was a 21-0 run, something ridiculous by an opposing team, and she failed to call a timeout. Nonsensical substitutions at all the wrong times, benchings, leaving Caitlin Clark on the bench too long, playing shoddy defense.
Now you might be thinking, okay, but teams have bad games, right? Sure, but this wasn't just one game. This defensive nightmare was happening all season long. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion. You could see it coming, but you couldn't stop it. The players were so confused that they started ignoring the game plan and just doing their own thing. Can you blame them? Here's where things get really interesting. The defense itself wasn't the only problem. Poor substitutions and a lack of cohesion were dragging the team down. Even stars like Caitlin Clark were starting to look bad. Picture Clark giving it her all, hustling on defense because others seemed lost out there. What happens next? A critical defensive miscommunication leads to a game-changing moment, costing them the win. This kind of chaos creates an environment where even the most talented players struggle to shine, contributing to the team's overall failure.
You can see their reactions in timeouts. You can see a whole bunch of different things that will basically show that not that they didn't like Christie sides, they didn't trust her as a basketball coach. At the end of the day, you can't win when you don't trust your coach. When you don't trust your coach fully, it means that players are going to do what they think is right. And the problem is that what one player thinks is right might not be what another player thinks is right. And you're going to see, even if you've got 5 of the smartest players in the world, if they all think that the team should be ran and played in different ways, it will be a disaster.
The real reason Christie sides got the boot? She couldn't create a defense that worked, and it was costing the team more than just games. It was costing them their confidence, their reputation, and their future. The players had lost belief in sides. They no longer trusted her game plan. In basketball, when you lose trust, you lose everything. This breakdown in trust was a major factor in the decision to part ways, leaving the team in dire need of a fresh start. So there you have it. The Indiana Fever has gone from total silence to an all-out celebration, all thanks to one person, Stephanie White. The speed of this transformation is astounding. But what's driving this excitement? It's simple. White knows how to develop young talent and has the strategies to elevate this team. For players like Caitlin Clark, this coaching change feels like hitting the jackpot. The Fever aren't just getting a new coach, they're embracing a whole new future. With White at the helm, we could be witnessing a resurgence that catches everyone's attention. The team is already buzzing with energy, and just imagine the impact when they finally hit the court. Are you ready for the Fever's comeback? Because things are about to heat up in Indiana, and you won't want to miss a moment of this thrilling journey ahead. Get ready for some exciting early season wins that will make everyone take notice and rekindle the passion for Fever basketball.